I'm Danielle Fisher, Director of the Swindon and Wiltshire Teaching School Hub. We've been up and running for a couple of months now and really excited about the remit of the new Teaching School Hub. So Teaching School Hubs have been designed to support local areas to facilitate the ECF, ITT, MPQ programmes and CPD. And I'll go into more detail about this in a minute on what the DFE are now calling the golden thread. It's a really exciting time to work with the Teaching School Hub, I think, and I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you in your schools over the next couple of years. You'll see here on the slide my colleagues who are also supporting the Teaching School Hub and will lead on different areas. So Zoe is based at Swindon Academy and will lead on the MPQ programmes. So if you're going to be involved in any of the MPQs, you'll get to know Zoe. Mel is leading on the AB services. Many of your schools are choosing to stay with Wiltshire as the appropriate body service, which is fine. We're working alongside Wiltshire to support them to do that. But some of you will use the Teaching School Hub for that induction sign-off as well. And then finally, Giselle is our marketing and communication lead. You will also see on the side some of the logos of the partners and stakeholders that we're working with. And I wanted to share this with you because one of the aims of the Teaching School Hub is to unite as much as possible local areas. And I really hope that the Teaching School Hub can continue to build on the great work that's already happening in Swindon and Wiltshire. We feel really honoured and privileged to be able to work with so many of you already. We are new in the setup and really excited about being able to work with you on initially the ECF, but hopefully some of the other remits as well. So I thought I'd just start on what the role of the Teaching School Hub is really, because I'm aware that this is a very new provision. Some of you may have heard of the Hub, some of you may have been involved already a little bit, but others may not know anything about them. So the remit of the Hub is to lead on ITT, ECF, MPQs and other CPD, and the DFE is calling this the golden thread. And that means that teachers and leaders, regardless of the stage of their career, should be given opportunities to be exposed to high quality professional development. And so we are working together, hopefully with all schools and our organisations across Wiltshire and Swindon to ensure that all teachers can access high quality professional development in order to enhance practice across our schools and improve outcomes for all children. So today's briefing is about ECF and how you as mentors will be supported to be able to support teacher development, but there are also opportunities for you to develop professionally too. So there are a suite of MPQ programmes being offered, and the one on leading teacher development is actually free, which for many of you would be a next step after mentoring if this is something that you feel quite passionate about. The slide that you can see in front of you shows exactly what is changing for new early careers teachers and how it compares to current induction requirements. So from September 2021, statutory induction arrangements are changing, and these requirements will replace current induction requirements. So to meet these new requirements, schools must ensure that early career teachers have an induction period that lasts 2 years compared to the current requirement of 1 year. In some circumstances, the length of induction period may vary from this. They must also make sure that early career teachers are given adequate time to devote to their professional development by ensuring they receive a 10% timetable reduction in year 1, as is currently the case, and a 5% funded timetable reduction in year 2. And so schools are expected to support early careers teachers to receive a structured package of development based on the ECF. And there are different options on how schools might offer this, which we will look at now. But really just to kind of confirm and reassure you that you will be part of the full induction programme, which means that your early careers teachers will receive the time allowance. As mentors, you will receive time allowance as well, which your schools are being funded for, and which means that you will hopefully have that 1 hour of mentoring and instructional coaching that is required for the role. And obviously should have conversations with the induction lead in your school if you feel that that isn't the case, as we work really hard to try and get this right. And as you can see from the slide on the screen, the full induction programme means that ECTs and mentors are supported as much as possible. As I mentioned before, appropriate bodies will continue to play a key role in induction. Appropriate bodies are also there to check that the early careers teachers are receiving as much support as possible, and will be expecting induction leads to now be responsible for writing the assessments. And you should arrange to have a meeting with your appropriate body to find out a little bit more information around that. If anybody does have any questions on that, please do get in contact with me, because I wasn't planning to go into too much detail around the AB service today, but obviously happy to help. So I'm just going to move into the principles of the programme. So as a teaching school hub, we are pleased to announce that we're using the Ambitions programme, which is a really well-informed programme based on current research around the effectiveness of instructional coaching, with a very comprehensive support package for mentors. So not only are ECTs supported throughout this programme, but you as mentors and instruction leads will be exposed to some brilliant professional development opportunities, which means that you will then be able to provide first-class mentoring to your early careers teachers. There are 6 lead providers that have been chosen in total from the Department for Education, and they are all based on the idea that there should be a national standard for teacher training and development across the country. So regardless of the lead provider that a school is working with, if you go with the full induction package or the core induction package where you're using the online materials, that sets the national standard for teacher development. The programme itself will focus on weekly and half-termly specifics, and early careers teachers are expected to go away and read, demonstrate and practice the targets that they are set, and then you will be given opportunities to contextualise the feedback to your schools as part of the weekly meetings. So the role of the mentor, as a mentor, you'll be asked to meet each week with your early careers teacher and follow the Ambition instructional coaching model, and you will be trained in this. Training will start in September. And I'll come on to this, what this will look like next. Ambition have a really well-resourced programme that you will use to ensure that you are on track with knowing what to cover, and you will also use the Ambition portal to record targets and conversation. So hopefully that gets away the scraps of paper that we've all come to know and love after NQT mentoring for a long time. Everything will be done on the Ambition portal, which will be a great way to be able to track conversations, go back, make sure everybody's on the same page with regards to targets and so on. I've also been informed that there is an app for the Ambition portal. I'm not sure how far advanced that app is, but it can be used if you're kind of in a meeting and you want to quickly go on your mobile and record something, or you're doing a learning walk and you want to get something there without kind of writing it down on a piece of paper that you're never going to see again. So hopefully that app will be really useful to all of us. Any training around apps and portals and so on will be explained to you when you work with your cluster school in September as part of the Early Careers Framework Conference. And so you'll be given details for the portal, shown how to sign up, shown how to use it, and so on. So in terms of the program structure, you can see on the slide in front of you, this is what a typical year or 2 years will look like for early careers teachers and for mentors. So the early careers teachers will have 3 conferences over the 2 years, which will be equivalent to 1 day. And these will be calendared as per the cluster school has decided. So cluster schools will be working with induction leads to inform you of the dates. Most people are going for twilights because we feel that this is probably the most reasonable thing to expect for schools, particularly where there are high numbers of early careers teachers and mentors. But if you have any questions around this, please do get in contact with your lead partner school. Some I know have kind of still have published, others are still in the process. So please get in contact induction leads if you are unsure about that. Mentors that are on the call, if you can just wait to have the final kind of go ahead from your in-school induction lead, they will be able to direct you as to the lead partner school that you'll be working with, and also the dates that you'll be expected, and that will come out if not this week, then definitely next week. In terms of mentor support, as mentors, you'll be expected to attend 2 conferences across the year, and coach on coach sessions where you will get to improve your skills and techniques and have some feedback from the facilitator as part of your lead partner school. If anyone has any questions around that, then again, please just jump in the chat or ask your in-school induction lead, and we can aim to answer any questions around these. Like I said, the specifics around dates and timings is almost there. I think some people are kind of still firming these things up, but the process is definitely in place. Lead partner schools will very much be responsible for ensuring that you as mentors get everything you need for training, that you're kind of kept up to scratch in terms of what you need to know with regards to the first conference, so that you can go ahead and be successful in your roles, and the same with the early careers teachers. So the lead partner school will be very much there to support you through the process and to take away the kind of day-to-day admin that you would have with delivering the ECF, which is what those lead partner schools are there for, to support. In terms of those of you on the call who are an induction lead or an induction coordinator, I thought it would just be useful to kind of go over what your role will be with regards to supporting mentors and early careers teachers. So the in-school induction coordinator will continue to do those all-important jobs without having to worry about necessarily the delivery of the ECF, because we are going to lead that as a cluster. As induction leads, we're really keen to get your feedback over the course of the year. So what I'm certainly saying is, once you've kind of handed over to your lead partner school, that's it, you have absolutely nothing to do with the ECF. That's definitely not the case. In order for us to ensure that early careers teachers and mentors are being supported across Swindon and Wiltshire, we really do want regular feedback. We want to know how it's going. We want you to feel like your opinion is being heard, and you'll have plenty of opportunities to feedback on the programme. I intend to get into schools where we have early careers teachers to meet all of you and to kind of see how the ECTs and the mentors are getting on, so that we can provide feedback to Ambition after the first year of the model, because this is very new to everybody, and it's going to be really important that if we want to get this right, then we do collaborate, we do share experiences, and we make sure that we are just kind of voicing our kind of concerns, but also what we do feel is working really, really well. So you'll see from the slide in front of you, the induction coordinator will support mentors and early careers teachers day to day in school. You will continue to observe and learning walk as you do already. You will liaise with your visiting fellow to update on progress of the early careers teacher and the mentor. So the visiting fellow will be the lead partner school. So for those of you that I'm talking to that are induction leads, I have spoken to a lot of you already. Some of you I haven't, so good to meet you. Some of you have gone directly through to the lead partner school. Others I've had some conversations with. But you will be able to liaise directly with that school in order to kind of support you. And obviously I'm here in my role to offer that support as well. You will be asked to complete termly evaluations. So all early careers teachers and mentors will be asked to complete termly evaluations as part of the quality assurance process. And again, that's just really to ensure that we are supporting you as mentors and your early careers teachers and kind of getting that feedback. I think that's going to be really, really important in that initial term, just to find out how things are going and what we might need to improve on. And as an induction lead, you'll also be required to, well, if you want to, this isn't a stipulation of the ECF, but you might want to decide on the in-house CPD programme depending on need. So one of the things that the Early Careers Framework doesn't necessarily cover that kind of other CPD, how to have a difficult conversation, how to write an email, how to have a conversation with a parent, all of those things that we know are really important. And likewise, it might be that as an induction lead, you're kind of checking in on your early careers teachers and you're noticing trends or areas for development that maybe you need to kind of pick up on. And again, you can provide some CPD around that. The requirement for CPD does not need to be intense. Early careers teachers are going to be having a significant amount of time with their mentors, a lot of kind of training and quite a bit of reading to do based on the ECF. So I think that in-house CPD really will be very dependent on need, and should kind of be taken into consideration as you go through certainly half term 1 and into half term 2, what you think those kind of needs are across your cohort. And then the final but probably biggest significant change for induction leads is the fact that you will on paper be responsible for writing the assessments for the early careers teachers. Now I've put in collaboration with mentors. This is not a teaching school hub or an ambition requirement. This actually has come from the Department for Education, where they have decided that the induction lead should now be responsible for those writing those reports. I would advise you to get in contact with your appropriate body service. So for many of you, that will be Wiltshire. Some of you are working with us, just to get the steer on what that might look like. But I see that role as being very much working in collaboration with mentors, because obviously they are the ones on the ground day in, day out doing that that work with mentors. So I think it's definitely going to have to be a collaborative approach, but I just thought I would touch on that. And then the exciting part of what we're trying to offer, I think, is the leading of the early careers framework in clusters. So as ECTs will not necessarily have had the best start to the profession, I think this is going to be a really good way to ensure that they get to network, share experiences, talk about what they're doing. The cluster partner schools have all been in touch with you and will continue to be your port of call right the way through the programme. And I've been already really overwhelmed by just the sheer enthusiasm to share best practice in Swindon and Wiltshire. And I feel really excited that we're going to be able to continue to do this. So the lead schools are Kingdown School, Excalibur Academy Trust will be providing a school. We've got MLP, which is Sarum Academy. The White Horse Federation will be the Ridgeway School. We've got Kingsbury Green Academy, which are part of Royal Wootton Bassett Academy Trust, and Swindon Academy as part of United Learning. And as I've already said, the lead schools will be responsible for facilitating face-to-face sessions for ECTs and mentors, conferences, clinics, coaching, liaise with the teaching school hub to troubleshoot and update. So what are the things that we kind of need to be aware of, and just be another point of contact for schools. And I think the point of this really is to try to set the standard for teacher development across Swindon and Wiltshire, so that we can have these cluster schools delivering the ECF to ensure that all ECTs are receiving the very best support. And I personally think that the collaboration and the networking is the best part of this, particularly as we kind of come to the end of another really tricky year. It will be really nice, I think, for early careers teachers within your local areas to be able to get together and share experiences and so on. I can see there are a couple of questions in the chat. I'll come to these at the end if that's okay. So in terms of kind of what next, really have a rest, because I'm sure you all need it. You probably worked out that the role of the mentor for the early careers framework is quite significant compared to what it has been. And we want to make sure that you're well rested, but also that you're well trained. Lead schools, as I've already said, will be in touch with dates for conferences, clinic and coaching sessions. So you do not have to do anything at the moment. The materials online for the Ambition core programme are there. So if you do want to kind of have a browse at the sort of thing that you'll be delivering on, please feel free to have a look. But as I've said, you're not actually expected to kind of have to worry about anything at this stage. This was just an opportunity really for me to say hello, to kind of just reassure you that everything is in hand, that you and your early careers teachers will be very well looked after, I hope very well supported, and will receive hopefully the best possible training. You'll be given the sign-up details for Step Lab and the Ambition portal, hopefully before the first mentor conference. So at the moment, we're just in the process of registering you all on the Ambition portal, which is taking a little bit longer than I think Ambition expected. I think they're quite a popular choice, and so you will receive an initial email. So do keep an eye out for that. Please check your junk and your spam as well, because I think some people have been saying it's been going into other inboxes. And thank you so much for your time.